Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the very first episode of Mything Lynk. I'm your host, CT.
And I'm Jessica.
In this series, we'll be talking about paranormal, supernatural, and all mythology. Today's episode, Skinwalkers. Let's begin. This story happened to a man named Patrick. He was leaving the campgrounds one morning and began staying the night for a couple of days. There was a coyote that always seemed to be out of peripheral vision, but it would never come close enough to where he could catch a full view. As he loaded up his truck and started to drive out of the area, he could see the coyote following him. When he pulled up onto the road, it began running next to him. He sped up to 35 miles per hour, thinking that the coyote would begin to fall behind. Now, I'm not an expert on actual coyotes. I don't know how fast coyotes move, but I don't think 35 miles an hour is how fast they move.
I feel like it's not 35.
I don't think it is. But
we should ask Alexa.
We should. But what's even more... Are you asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't have Alexa on my phone.
Siri.
Yeah. Hey, Siri. How fast does a coyote run?
The top land speed of a coyote is about 40 miles per hour.
I'll be damned.
Well, I did not know
Okay,
that.
maybe that wasn't so weird.
Maybe it wasn't. When he looked back, the coyote was running on two legs, and it was wearing what Patrick said looked like buckskin pants. An instant later, it had transformed into a person wearing a coyote pelt, keeping pace with his truck. He looked forward and began to panic, wondering what type of man could shapeshift into an animal. The next time he looked back, it was gone. Patrick never returned to that camping site again.
Okay, so what is a skinwalker exactly? I mean, obviously we know it's a dude that runs around with pelts on.
Okay, so, in Navajo folklore, it's a supernatural creature. It's not even called a skinwalker. In the Navajo language, I'm going to butcher this, so I apologize. It's Yi-Naldoshi. You want to try that yourself and see if you can't butcher what I said?
Yi-Naldoshi. Yi-Naldoshi.
But yeah, it's a creature. It's a shaman that has the ability to shapeshift into animals. The most common is coyote. But whatever pelt that they possess, they're able to actually transform into that animal. So if they have cow, goat, dog, cat, if they have the feathers of a crow, an owl, or anything, they're able to shapeshift. Now, to become a skinwalker, you have to do something highly taboo, which means you have to either kill a family member or corrupt them to the point where they want to become evil. Now, not only can they shapeshift, but they're also able to have these other abilities, and that includes incredible speed. They're, of course, since they're shaman or, witches, whatever, they're able to cast magic to begin with, which is, freaky as to be. They're able to mimic the voices of other people, possess people just by looking at them. They're able to read other people's minds, control the thoughts and behaviors of other people, cause disease and illness.
So wait, have people actually reported that? Like they really actually are mind controlled by this thing?
There are some cases in which people say that they've gone into a trance and appeared out of the middle of nowhere, and they swear up and down it was a skinwalker.
Back in my day, that was just called sleepwalking.
Yeah. When you lose like 2 or 3 days, then you come talk to me. But on several occasions, they go missing and they don't know what's happened. Of course, they go to their local medicine man in their tribe who can remove the curse of the skinwalker, which is a big thing. You don't want that on you. It's a mark, right. In a sense. It's an evil spirit that follows you. But the most terrifying thing is that the skinwalker, of course, when you talk about a skinwalker, and as far as I know, all Navajo stories that I've researched on, they've all said the same thing. The more you talk about it, the more of a chance you have that there is a skinwalker that's going to come to you. And, of course, their last power is the most terrifying.
So, why was this our first episode? If we're going to get attacked in the middle of the night, here, knock on our door, we're going to be a skinwalker? You chose this as the first episode.
We'll be fine.
We'll see if there's an episode 2.
Maybe. But yeah, the worst power that they have is just straight up killing people. And they'll do that. People go missing all the time. Now, when you ask anyone on the tribe, most of the time elders will tell the stories. It does seem almost like a fairy tale. But people who have this story told, you got people who are on the tribe that are 98 years old, and you got a kid who's probably like 10, and they, anyone in between that age group in their tribe can tell you a story of the Skinwalker they've seen. So that's a terrifying thing. So, in my personal opinion, I think they're real. There's been so many stories over the years. Even today, there are people still telling stories. People from Arizona into Utah, they've all talked about skinwalkers. There's even a place called Skinwalker Ranch that people do not go to. And that'll be a later episode. We're going to go into that. But personal opinion, I do believe they're real. What about you?
No, they're not. No, they're not a thing. It's a boogeyman. It's a boogeyman story. It's a little story that parents tell their kids at night to be good because they didn't eat all their peas and carrots at dinner, and they're like, "Man, you didn't eat peas. Skinwalker's gonna come and get you, little Johnny. Sorry." It's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
There's
too many accounts of people over the years. This goes back hundreds of years, and there's just accounts.
Okay, well, there are plenty of things that go back hundreds of years, but like, there's always that line of word of mouth. It's not always accurate. You have a fantasy story that gets misconstrued more and more as the years go on.
But it's not all the same story. Each person has their own personal one that they've usually got.
Even more of a recipe for inconsistency. It's not a thing.
I believe it's real. That's just my personal opinion. But anyways, guys, that's the end of our show. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
It was a good first episode, I'd say.
Yeah. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Like and subscribe down below. Hit that bell icon to get notified of our next episode. And remember, guys, keep your eyes peeled.
And your minds open.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the very first episode of Mything Link. I'm your host, CT.
Did you forget your name?
No, because I said it in my head, and I was like, host. And I was like, in my head, I was like, CT, and I was like,
I see your.
I didn't say it out loud, but I'm like, the suspense is getting. Okay, one more time. Are we still rolling? Yeah. Okay, we'll just do it. Okay.
Okay, so what is a skinwalker then?
A skinwalker?
That was really distracting,
sir.
Sorry. Did you not
I forgot.
Turn off your phone maybe? We're in the middle of something here.
Andrea's... sorry. Give me a second.
Shout out to Andrea.
Shout out to Andrea!
Not she's following the channel probably, but...
Probably not! If you see this, Andrea, you owe me money. Anyways, alright, picking back up. 1, 2, 3. Alright, and when he looked again,